flames blowing up right around you, to the right, to the left. You see smoke, you see dust, you smell death. A lot of military people on the duty, they experience this every day. But not only do they experience it, they wake up to this every day. They experience post-traumatic stress disorder. According to the United States Department of Veterans Affairs, many war veterans suffer from this life-altering disease. This doesn't leave out rape victims, domestic abuse victims, as well as children and everyday civilians. The mental illness article on infoplease.com says 7.7 million Americans suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD. Today I will inform you about post-traumatic stress disorder and how it is a vital disease in today's society, as well as what it is, how it's caused, and what treatments can be used to prevent it. Let me tell you first exactly what post-traumatic stress disorder is. It is an anxiety disorder that can occur after you've been through a traumatic event. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Well, what you don't know is that this can happen either right after you've gone through the traumatic event or even come up years after. According to the Journal of the American Family Physician, symptoms include, they could include this and a lot more, including depression, anxiety, guilt, nightmares, unable to concentrate, and the list goes on and on. That's just a few. A lot of the people who develop post-traumatic stress disorder find closure in drugs and alcohol, which only makes the symptoms worse. The same journal says there are three groups to this disorder. There's reliving the trauma, where they get flashbacks, headaches, they smell something and it reminds them of it and they go through it all over again. They try to stop thinking about it, but since they're trying so hard, it just makes them remember it over and over. And they feel on edge all the time with always, watching their back, watching anything. According to the Gale Encyclopedia of Medicine, other symptoms can cause sleep disorders and memory and concentration problems. The American Family Physician also said that once you find out you have post-traumatic stress disorder, you get headaches, stomach aches, and anything reminds you of the event. In children, they develop disabilities such as like ADHD, they have trouble paying attention, trouble memorizing things. It used to be called shell shock when they first thought it was only related to military. The shell shock was named after World War I, and battle fatigue was also called in World War II. Infoplease.com says 30% of men and women in war zones develop post-traumatic stress disorder. It's more likely in women. Now that you know what it is, let me explain what causes it and how to identify it. American Family Physician says developing it if you're exposed to long trauma or even short trauma. You develop it in various ways, being if you were the one harmed, a loved one was harmed, or if you even witnessed it on the streets. The events develop, according to the Journal of the American Family Physician, not everyone develops the post-traumatic stress disorder. It depends on your physical characteristics and how you can relate to things. The anxiety can last either a couple of months or years to come. Some reasons are like the military. I said, you're experiencing death, you have to shoot people, you have to save people. Another big one was the 9/11 attack with all the people in the that witnessed the 9/11 attack that were there. It said that the incident after the 9/11 attack, it increased highly of the post-traumatic stress disorder because they had to see, people jumping out of windows, and that could be very traumatic, and they relive it every day. Managed Care magazine says that post-traumatic stress disorder was formalized as a disorder in 1980, as it was in military, veterans, firefighters, and police, but it's now in children and adults. According to the National Center for Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, 5% of men and women develop post-traumatic stress disorder. 30% of those go into chronic form. Another instance is a fire. You all remember the fires in San Bernardino County. A lot of people lost their homes. A lot of people died in the fires. They had to evacuate. All their their family history was all there, and it all got destroyed. According to the LA Times article, a co-author recommends fire evacuees be aware that mental problems can arise from having to experience the fire taking their house down. Researchers studied from the fires that they studied 357 people and found that 33% of the people had evidence of major depression, 24% had signs of post-traumatic stress disorder, and many had signs of both. The third one is, I found an article on the Chicago Tribune, and it was about this New Jersey pharmacy technician, and she developed post-traumatic stress disorder because there was a mock holdup. Her employer had scheduled a gunman to come in and try to get drugs from her, and she wasn't notified of the routine drill. So when this happened, she got so scared and she had to go to the doctor, and she had post-traumatic stress disorder, and she's now suing her doctor, or suing her boss for not informing her of this. So even fake situations can cause this, and she finds out later that it was a fake gun, and the gunman worked for her company. The next one is like a parent losing their child, they're drowning, they don't know what to do. Another article I found in the New York Times on August 25th, 2009. It was about a lady named Kim Roscoe, and her baby was born 3 months early. The baby had to go in ICU for 186 days. When they experienced near-death experiences, and she got post-traumatic stress disorder from this situation. There are many treatments to this, such as therapy, psychotherapy, cognitive and spiritual. You have to go to monthly meetings, weekly meetings, or that consist of an hour each time. So now that you have a better understanding of what post-traumatic stress is, you know how to treat it in others or in yourself. So everyone, you can all avoid post-traumatic stress disorder, and thank you for your time.